Welcome to the training log for most of October 2023. This is going to cover the last couple of weeks of Strongman training, and it's going to be the last update before my competition this weekend. I don't know how much of it's going to be picked up by the mic, but there is a lovely thunderstorm going on right now, so if you hear the rain or thunder ambiance, I hope you enjoy it. Anyways, first up is the Circus dumbbell, and I have still been training this between about 4 times a week. I'm doing 1 heavy day and then 3 lighter days with the base weight, which I have jumped up to 110 as opposed to the empty 100-pound bell. So most of these days have been going pretty well. I've felt like it's improving, but up until today, it was still kind of iffy about the actual full competition weight, and just felt like some days I had and some days I didn't. But today I feel like I had some significant breakthroughs, and I'm hoping I can be consistent when it comes to actually getting to the 1-minute competition period this weekend. So this was the first 145-pound bell I pressed today. This is the competition weight, or at least the lighter of the 2 weights. And honestly, I just want at least 1 rep of this so I don't zero the event. So I do get it up, but it's not a good press. It's a shaky lockout, and that's just not good. So I was hoping that I could replicate that and get at least 2 reps today so I could feel a little bit better about doing it this weekend. And it was just not going well. I had a couple attempts where I tried to get at least 1 more rep, and I was failing a lot. As you can see, I'm very clearly kind of going off to the side and losing it because I'm not underneath the bell. So I was trying to focus on a few things, one of which was getting my hips out to try and get the bell directly over my center mass. You can see me putting out my other leg and putting my other arm to attempt to kind of shift my center weight. I was trying to keep my elbow high so it wasn't so much a press as it was just kind of a pop and catch, and it just was not going well until here. The cue that finally really set in was to move my weight onto my off foot, not the foot that was directly underneath the bell, and then focus on pressing through both. So I did fail that first rep, but I knew kind of what I was going for at that point. I had a little bit of a mental breakthrough, and then for the second rep with a preparatory face slap, because that always works, I was finally able to get it. And honestly, moving the weight to that off leg not only helped me kind of shift the bell directly overhead and make sure I threw it straight up as opposed to the side, but it let me use both my legs to drive, which is really important when this is basically just kind of more of a jerk than a press. So with that in mind, I was able to get it for a 3rd time today on my first attempt, and it was probably the easiest rep of all of them. Lockout's kind of shaky, but honestly, most judges are super forgiving on Circus dumbbell lockouts, so I'm not too worried. Plus, this was after like a ton of failed reps of this weight, so I feel like when I'm fresh, lockout will be much better. I did try and get 2 in a row, and that might not be there yet. Maybe in competition day, we'll see. So that all feels good, and I'm feeling pretty confident about my ability to not zero the press this weekend, but who knows, we'll find out. I felt pretty good about the log 2 years ago also. But in addition to Circus dumbbell going well, I finally got the hang of the deadlift suit over the last couple of weeks. So this was, I think, my first pull over 800 that didn't feel bad. This is 809, I want to say, and that's just a really smooth, easy rep. So after seeing how well that went up, I decided I was going to go for 9 plates, which was about the lowest I was willing to get in competition. If I were to get below 9 plates, I would just feel honestly pretty silly. It'd be enough to win, and it would be a new state record, but I know I'm capable of more, so I would not be happy with it at all, especially considering I've done more than 855 just raw. I've done it for reps. So after getting the 1 rep of 855, I decided as long as I was there, I'm going to rep it out and get a new PR here, or at least try to. So I got 3 reps, increasing my rep PR at 9 plate by 1, and honestly 4, maybe 5 reps were definitely there. So I think the suit is finally helping, or at very least not hurting. So based on how well that went, the next week I decided to shoot for an absolute PR. So this is 400 kilograms. I figured if I can do 855 for 3, I can do 880 for at least 1. And turns out I could, or rather I would have, if I had put on the good clips. So this rep, I think it's gotten to the point where it was clear I was going to lock it out. I mean, it's basically there already, but the clips failed and dumped all my plates, and can't really count that as a PR, unfortunately, even though there's no way I was going to fail at that point. It was going up smooth. It was past the point of difficulty. It was just a matter of, driving the glutes out. So I could have stopped there knowing full well that I was more than capable of 400 kilograms, but I figured as long as I'm there and I've got the suit on, I'll load it back up and get some better clips from the gym's owner and try to pull it without all the plates falling off. So I was able to do that. So that means, at least in my book, I pulled 400 kilograms twice in that one day, which makes me feel really good about being able to pull over 900 on competition day, because 1, I'll be more rested, 2, I'll be hyped up from the competition, 3, it'll be on a mammoth bar with Hummer tires, meaning it'll bend even more than this bar, and D, because there's no way I'm pulling iron 900 at this point. That would just be silly. I did get some more hand-over-hand training in, but I didn't record it, and there's not much to say. I don't have the full details. All it is I'm told I'm going to be pulling something, so I don't know the weight. I don't really have a good set to practice it besides just pulling a rope against a really shitty footrest. So I'm mostly just going to wing it. I'm not worried. It's basically deadlifting, like 80% of strongman, and I'm really good at deadlifting, so I'll be fine. Yoke walk into farmer's carry training is going well. I'm consistently hitting between about 20 and 23 seconds, and I imagine in competition will be faster. 1, because I won't be walking over my shitty uneven driveway with a slope. 2, I'll have competition hype as opposed to anti-hype of being pissed off that I have to load up my entire yoke and my entire handle and then run around the rain. And 3, I will not be worried about Kool-Aid manning my garage door, so I'll be able to run directly over the lines and not, try and kill momentum before I hit the end point. So between all of that, I would be very surprised if I didn't break 20 seconds, which should be pretty good for a lightweight moving event like this. Last but not least, I finally got a chance to train power stairs a few more times. For the last couple of weeks, the back area of my gym's just been kind of full of all that junk, and I didn't want to bug the owner and tell him, hey, can you move all your stuff so I can lift heavy stacks of plates up your stairs? But they finally cleaned up a little bit, and I was able to get in our training session. I broke out the second pin so I can practice, doing at least 2 out of 3 pins. I don't think adding the third one at the lightweight is really going to change much, and honestly, just hauling out 2 of these and then loading them up and down is a huge pain in the ass, so I'm not going to do anything with the third, even if there was a third pin to use. So these are feeling pretty good. I'm getting turnarounds of about 20 seconds for the 2 heaviest pins, so I don't imagine that the lightest one will add much time to that. So I don't really know how I can improve the speed here. It's going pretty fast, and honestly, I figure some people have trouble even just getting up the stairs, whereas I'm just speed running it. So feeling pretty good about this one. Again, it's just deadlifting, and I'm really good at deadlifting. I did make sure to write down which pin height I like so that when I get to competition day, I will know what to tell them, because if I got there and I didn't realize how high I wanted the pin, I might be kind of screwed. I will still get probably a few more training sessions, at least on Circus dumbbell, power stairs, and maybe the yoke run in this week, but I will definitely be taking it lighter and then probably not training at all on Friday. Probably training a little bit on Thursday. We'll see how I feel. But this is mostly where I'm at and where I will be going into competition. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I don't think I will zero the press. I know I'm going to win the deadlift, and I feel pretty good about winning the other events, which should put me in a really good place to win overall. But who knows? Maybe there's someone else really strong there. We'll find out. I hopefully will be able to come back in another 2 weeks with my meet recap, saying that I have a 900 pound plus deadlift and a new state record. But who knows? State records don't really count for much anyways. If you're sitting there bragging about your state record, you're being silly. But that's a bit of a digression. Anyways, I will talk to you all real soon.